Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and we are back with another episode of Workshop Wednesday. And in today's episode, we're going to have a very special Valentine's event. We're going to be looking at some Valentine's stuff, and it's going to be a fun one. We have two featured creators today. Our featured creators are Laura, and our other featured creator is Sherrie. And they have created some awesome, lovely Valentine's stuff for us. So stay tuned, and let's check it out. So yesterday was Valentine's Day. I hope you all had a lovely Valentine's Day with your significant other. And for those lonely saps like myself, don't be so hard on yourself. Maybe next year. Bless your face. All right, let's just jump right into it. As you can see here, we got some Valentine's stuff. I'm going to open up another save here, and we're going to look at some workshops. So before we jump into it, some of you guys, I was reading the comments because I did those videos yesterday with my face in them, and some people were asking, hey, can we see your face more often? And the reason I haven't done that in the past is because I didn't have my green screen set up, but now I do. It was a bit of a pain in the butt. I don't have the best webcam. However, I got it all to work, but in terms of recording and editing, there is a bit of an issue. So long story short, I need the webcam to be recorded separately from the video in order for me to achieve some of the video editing tricks that I use. So right now, I'm testing it out. This is a trial and error. I technically have two recording softwares open, and they take up a lot of CPU and GPU power. So hopefully things don't tank. So we definitely won't be able to do this in the future on Megaparks, but I'm going to see. We'll try and sprinkle it in, guys. We'll see how today goes, essentially. Yeah, we're trying it out. Let's take a look at everybody's Steam Workshop here. So first up, this is Laura's workshop. She was the creator of the Tunnel of Love that was featured on a Ride Spotlight just a while ago. So go check that out, guys. It was very lovely indeed. So she had been rolling with this Valentine's theme. She has created a whole bunch of Valentine's stuff that we'll be looking at today. Her other workshop stuff is worth noting. She has some sci-fi in here. We're just going to look at it on the page. A lot of different cool sci-fi items. Very cool festive stuff. I really like her lanterns. We got all these different Christmas lampposts with all the different lights and baubles and stars and trinkets. This one has a little snowman or something built into it, and that looks really neat. Yeah, really pretty stuff. I was talking to her saying that she's really good when it comes to using lighting. As you can see, this Christmas pavilion, I think this was one of the first ones I subscribed to, the sci-fi Christmas fountain. She's really good at using the lighting and making some really pretty stuff. So I said that was kind of her niche, and maybe should stick with it. And so she started moving forward with some gothic stuff, some vampire stuff, and Valentine stuff, and they turned out really great, and we're going to take a better look at them today. So that is Laura's workshop, everybody. Come follow her if you're into this kind of stuff. Very pretty, well-lit items indeed. All right, next up is Sherrie. We're doing, like I said, we're doing a dual spotlight today. Sherrie is one of our newest members in Discord. I talked to her yesterday, invited her, and decided I would feature her. I found her on the Planet Coaster Facebook page. She was doing some Valentine's stuff, and I took a look at her workshop and liked what I saw. So she's also doing some Valentine's stuff. She's got some really cool Valentine's plants and lovers retreats and shops and what have you. And then she also has a whole collection of Western. So if you guys like Western, she's got some pretty cool stuff. Now, I do have some feedback for her, and we'll talk about it when we get into her shopping centers for Valentine's. I think it's some pretty good feedback that I was thinking about while placing these down. She also created the Melting Snowman and Snowman ATM, and I'm absolutely in love with these. I subscribed to them like a month or two back because I decided I would use them in Yeti Land. And while Frontier has made some snowmen of their own, something about this I like so much more, and it's going to be perfect for our Snowman versus Yeti war. And she's also got some other Christmas stuff in here and a coaster ready challenge park. I wonder if this one was, I remember seeing this somewhere. Interesting. So there you have it. She's got some Western stuff and some Valentine's and Christmas stuff. Come follow Sherrie, everybody. All right, hopefully this all works out with the webcam and the game recording at the same time. I don't know if the FPS is going to be hindered by it until I get to the editing process. So we're hoping for the best, everybody. So let's just go on with the show and hope for the best. So we're going to go look at Laura's stuff first. First up is the Valentine's Carousel Ride Skin. This thing is absolutely astonishing. Did I lock the time of day? I think we're going to look at... We might have to switch between them. We'll switch between AM and PM. This... Oh, you know what? I should probably put my headphones on because I don't know... If something goes terribly wrong, I can hear it. What if I get spammed Skype messages or something? I should be here listening to it. Yeah, so what was I talking about? This is a carousel ride skin. Really nice indeed. All these lovely little hearts around the sides. Really good lighting. Like the use of the box lights in the shape of a heart. Very nice. And the pathing is done really nicely too. So that's the exit, and then a queue wraps around through here between all these lovely red, white, and pink fountains. And take a quick look at it in daytime. I even like how the water is almost spraying in a heart shape. Really well done. And these neat little lamps, which are actually the next one. So she's created the Valentine's lampposts, which are so adorable. I really like these. Nice little bows and hearts. Are these hearts made out of basic shapes? Oh no, those are the heart chocolates. Oh, very nice. Or wait, maybe not. I think they're basic shapes. They are. So if I delete this, I can select it. Ah, indeed they are. Very well done. And use the nice use of the Christmas lights with red and pink. So there you go. You can line your pathways with very pretty lights. Good job. Next up, look at this. This is absolutely astonishing. This is the Valentine's Day Clock Bell Tower. Wowee. I think it shines best at nighttime, guys. Let's take a look at this. Holy smokes. Look at that. So pretty. So it has, I guess like a stair. You're supposed to run a path up here, like maybe a spiral staircase or something. Because there's shops up here. All the way around. It's a little shopping plaza. So your staircase would come out and run down here maybe. And then this whole plaza area, people can walk around. Oh look, we got some carolers. Really love the use of lighting. And that clock. I've seen this in her Tunnel of Love. I really like this one. Great use of taking a regular in-game asset and decorating it. We got some bells up top. Jingle, jingle. Good stuff. Next up, we have the Valentine's Day Teacup Pavilion. Sorry, I said that wrong. Derp. Yeah, this thing is really nice. Lots of hearts. They're kind of shaped like a target. Oh, look. There's actual teacups. Oh, that is so clever. It's little sugar cubes. And it's shooting tea out. I really like that. Wow. Some vases with plants growing out. So this is the queue. It wraps around this garden here to some more teacups. And I like how compact it is. Like the queue runs straight into the exit here. That's how you set it up. That's the queue right there. And that's your teacup skin. Looks really good at nighttime. As do most of these. I felt my computer tanking there for a second. I don't think it's liking processing 2 recording softwares, guys. But we'll try it out. Maybe I'll find a new recording software. OBS seems to be kind of trashy lately. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyways, moving on. We have the Valentine's flower bed / statue. So it's a heart around the Princess Amelia, or whatever her name is. Is it Emily or Amelia? I can't quite remember. And I really like the use of these box lights again. Looks really cool. Gives me some ideas. So these are great for just putting on the sides of your paths. Next up, we have a Valentine's heart fountain. Let's change the time of day. Ah! Camera's wigging out. Yeah, this is really nice. It's a fountain decorated with hearts and some nice water effects. Now these weren't actually classified as Valentines, but they were pretty and I figured I'd fit them in. So this is the Modern Nature Flower Planter. And I think they look really good, especially if you just put rows of them and you can have your path running kind of right through. This is the Modern Nature Generic Fountain. I think it's more than just generic. Look at this thing. It's crazy. So many special effects and it's just gushing water. I think the idea here is you would put it, or maybe not. I was thinking for a second maybe you dip the ground in and have a little pond here. I think that would work really well, actually. We should try this real quick. That works. I like that. And then the people walk around the outside. Maybe even the whole thing in water. Yeah, I like it. Awesome. Now, while this may not be Valentine's, I felt like it kind of fit because it's vampires. I don't know. It's got the whole red theme, the blood, I guess, you know, hearts and red. And I figured it works. So this is the Vampire Blood Gem Fountain. Really love the lighting, especially with the way the blue and the red kind of blend and you get these gradient hues of purple in between. Looks really nice. And there's some mist coming out of it. And good use of the dead trees and stuff to make it feel kind of gothy, vampire, graveyardish, all that stuff. Fits all those themes. And it kind of fits Valentine's as well in terms of color. Now this star thingy is really cool. What is this? Is that just basic shapes? It is. She got it to light up really well by putting lights inside of it or something. The whole thing is just illuminated. I really like that. And just the way the light shimmers to give it that look. Really fantastic. I really like that. So there it is. Blood Gem Fountain. Now running with this vampire theme, this is the Blood Gem Skizzer. I really like this. Again, beautiful use of the lighting. And I really like how the shadows are kind of hitting in here, creating a blue effect. Or maybe those are blue lights. It's got warm and cool lighting. And there it is, the Skizzer packed in right underneath it. I really like the ornate details. I think these are the icing. Yes, they are. This is the icing you're supposed to use on the gingerbread, but she's colored them gold and made an somewhat like ornate structure out of it. That is very clever. Very creative. Really good job at doing that. I think it's a great way to create these ornate fences and structures like this. Let's take a quick look at it at daytime. And it feels a little bit more dark and gothy at daytime, but it still looks really nice. I could see this style, if you use white instead, you could almost get like a white wedding kind of look as well. It works both ways. I really like it. Next up, we got the Gothic lampposts. I really like this with the mist coming out. And again, a good use of these Christmas icings to create these ornate details around them. Very clever. Let's take a look at it at nighttime. Got that spooky orange glow to it. Really nice indeed. Now here we have the Gothic wall pieces and end piece. I wasn't quite sure if I was using the end piece right. Something seems a little bit funky with it. Maybe I was using it wrong. Not quite sure. But I do like the idea of a modular piece. So the way this works is you can... what did I just do? I heard something. You can duplicate and move them to create a big wall. So I created it here. And I tried putting the end pieces on. Like I said, I think something happened there where it doesn't quite work as a corner piece. I think the corner piece should have a wall over here so that you can turn it and go down. But I'm not sure. There should be a cap, an end cap, and then a corner piece. Nonetheless, I'm sure there's a way to make it... Oh, I see. Oh, now it makes sense. It's for tilting. So I was supposed to use it like this. Something like that. So maybe a 90-degree piece would work as well. I really like this idea of creating modular wall pieces. So with that, she has gone and created the last piece in her set. And this is the Gothic Vampire Park Entrance Train Station. This is amazing, guys. I really like this. Wow, look at the lighting. It definitely has that haunted house, spooky, gothic feel. Pulls on a lot of different vibes. Really like the mist inside. And what's really cool is there's almost feels like a ghost train or something in here. It's got all the mist, and there's some nice blue lighting coming off of this as well. That's contrasting really nicely with the orange lighting. So really nice illuminating feel in here. I really like it. And there's all these like luggage and trolleys and stuff in here. Really feel like I'm going on a ghost train. It reminds me of that ghost train from Final Fantasy III. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Great stuff, Laura. Absolutely love it. We are going to be moving on to Sherrie's stuff now. The first one in Sherrie's set is the Valentine's Lovers Retreat. This thing is absolutely adorable. Very quaint. Very fitting. It's a perfect Valentine's set item. Really well done indeed. All these little bows and ribbons going across. Really nice touch there. I really like this little thing. There's a little window up top. It's quaint, it's cozy, it's cute, it's perfect. Really good stuff. These little flower pots. Next up, she has the Valentine tree arch. Now they're trees made out of the colorable bushes or flower bed things, and they're shaped like hearts, and they got little ribbons. This is very nice. She's made them in pairs, and then you can basically make a row where your guests kind of walk underneath them, which is kind of nice. I like that. Oh, computer's dying. Too many recordings going on at once. All right, we're gonna look at this at nighttime because it glows. Look at that. So pretty. Really good use of lighting. They really stand out nicely at nighttime. Now, one thing I have my feedback here for Sherrie. I can tell right now that she doesn't know this trick, or if she does, I'm gonna go ahead and assume she doesn't know this trick, and this is gonna be for any of those of you who don't know it either. So I'm gonna teach you guys something here. If you notice, if I go to select one of Sherrie's trees here, they are selecting the pieces within the tree. And I think the same could be said for this. And I noticed this while I was putting down her objects, and this becomes a problem for people that want to move the object around. So I created a little set here when I used her bushes, and then this is her lamppost. Sorry, I should have showed this lamppost off before I started ranting. This is the Valentine's lamppost. Very pretty. I like the use of the flower light. So what I ended up doing when I was playing around with this, I wanted to see how they worked in conjunction with one another so that you can make a path that goes down. So you can see here I have like a set piece. It's like a modular piece. So if I want to reuse this, I can simply duplicate it and continue moving it. And being able to grab any of these lampposts is very useful. So to Sherrie and people that don't know, this is what you do. You go into your buildings, and then you go into custom, find a block, maybe under walls, find a block. It could be anything. I'm just going to use this thing because it's the first thing in the list. You could probably find a smaller block, but for the purpose of this presentation or this example, I'm just going to leave this. And what you do is you hit the X button and then slide it into the ground where your bottom of your object is. I should probably change the time of day so you can see this better. So slide it down to right where your object ends so you can hide it. And in some cases, if you can hide it inside the object, that's even better, because then the bottom of the object is level with the bottom of the object. In most cases, you're going to have to hide it in the ground. And the way this game processes things, see, the moment you build something that's considered a building block, they have different pieces that work in modular grid pieces, and that's usually the walls, the roofs, and that's it. Everything else is counted as a static object, a prop. So they don't go into this grid system. But what's so good about this grid system is it combines things as groups. So now we have a grid system piece in place, any of these will work, and we have it hidden underneath our assets, our props, and what we can do is we can select all of that and we can add standalone scenery to selected building. So what that does is it adds all this standalone scenery to this building piece, and boom, so we hit that and suddenly it's a group. I can hit M to move it around. I can hit Control X to duplicate it, and anytime I want to move that lamppost, I can simply do so by grabbing it and hitting M for move. So this is how I would upload my blueprints if I were you, because then you can really decorate your parks. Now the problem when you hit Control D to duplicate, it goes to the bottom of the object. That's why I was saying maybe use a smaller piece, or if you can hide it inside the object, it's better. But to avoid that, you can hit Control X to duplicate and then move it with the move tool. So the same can be done for these, and I did an example here off screen. So these bushes, you can now duplicate them. So I would recommend maybe going into your blueprints and then adding in a little block somewhere, grabbing them, combining them, and then when people download your workshop blueprints, it'll be easier for them to move it around. Same can kind of be done for, say, this little gazebo here. Grab that, select it all. Oh, okay, look at this. If it says at any point, if it says in the top right corner, two building pieces are found, it's going to conflict with another because it can't combine two buildings together. So if I undo that, one of the pieces in your little group here is actually a building. One of them is it's the roof, derp. So yeah, this is technically a grid piece building. If you select it all and just hit combined, it's going to add it all to that roof piece. So you don't even have to do the trick that I said. Now if I Control D duplicate this, it actually moves around quite nicely because it knows where the bottom of the assets are. So there you go. Little trick of the day, guys. That's going to allow you to make your pieces a lot easier to maneuver and manipulate. So same goes with this and all your objects. All of these could be simply combined. Select it. You have to use the multi-select tool in the bottom right. And that'll do it. And then add objects. There we go. You can move that around and create these cool pathways really quickly. So that's also a really good trick for you guys if you're working within an object and you want to reuse it everywhere. You can just kind of make a mini group and then duplicate it, then separate it after. Because I can go in here and I can edit it and I can split this from the building. So if I do that, split it from the building, I can actually now add all of that into this building, and therefore I have a new kind of brush. So this is what I call brushes. So this is her Valentine archway with lighting. Really like this, all the overgrown vines on it. A really inviting path. I mean, it's a great archway even for non-Valentine's themes. I mean, you could replace the hearts with something else. I really like the grapes or whatever those are hanging off the side. These little bushes. Or what is this? That's a flower. What are those flowers called? You guys get it. They do look like grapes, though. Moving on, we have the Valentine ride skin. And it's the teacups again. Really well done. Let's see if it looks good at nighttime. It looks pretty good. I like the pink. I feel like there could be a bright light at the top of each one of these hearts. But maybe that might be overkill. You could also do that little trick that I show off. Under the buildings, if you type in light, that's my favorite, colorable floodlight and area light. So these are actually colorable. So for this example, we might try putting one up here. Maybe too bright of a pink, but you could hide these inside your hearts or something like that. And turn them. Makes the front glow. That might be kind of nice. And there's also the floodlight, which it literally shoots color on things. So sometimes I wouldn't even say you don't have to use the floodlight as a light. You literally use it to color things. So if you want, you can actually color those teacups even more pink. Maybe use a light pink and shine it at the teacups, and it'll brighten up your ride. I mean, you might have to hide it in a bush or something. I don't know. But this is just an option for anyone that's making ride skins. And you could just like have a couple spotlights shining on the ride itself from the outside of the ride skin. And that'll kind of like make this brighten up and illuminate a little better at nighttime. And these might be overkill, but just showing them to anyone who is interested in it. We got the Valentine's Shopping Center, and I saw this on Frontier's Facebook page. So this is what drew me into doing a Valentine's Workshop Wednesday. So I saw this and I was like, oh, this is neat. Really like these little houses. So we got drinks, toilets, balloons, and ice cream. Very nice. And some ATMs over here. I like it. We have the Valentine's First Aid. Love Doctor. I love it. So this is cool. And then we have the broken off piece, which is an ATM. And now it starts getting kind of repetitive in terms of reusing the buildings. So the toilets is standalone. It has a unique sign. But what I wanted to mention to Sherrie and for anyone else. So you can see here that this shop is pretty much the exact same as this shop, but they have a different store on the inside. So I know why you did this, and I'm going to show you a workaround for it. When I showed you guys that building trick earlier about how whenever you build something, it starts creating this grid system in terms of something from the building section, and then that allows you to combine things into a group. Shops and facilities are also considered a building piece like this. Essentially, this here is technically a building. So first tip, you can select all this because right now you have it so... Oh, it is one piece. Oh, not quite. So these aren't in the group. So you can select all this and combine it. And now it's one group. So that's the first tip. Second tip is you can select the building, edit building. How do I do this? There we go. So once you edit the building, you can now delete the shop inside. So the way I would do this is upload this and call it Valentine's Shop Skin. And now, whenever someone puts these around their park, you can now go in here, edit building, shops and facilities, and boom. And there are some settings in here that there's a thing called auto stacking, and that's usually on by default. And it's going to try and place the shop on top of the house. The two ways to fix this is to hold shift, so that'll drop it down, up and down, or just to turn auto stacking off. It'll automatically fit to the bottom. So yeah, for that shop we can have Cosmic Cow. For this one we can have energy drinks, and then this one we can have, I gotta edit it, we can have Hats Fantastic. So instead of uploading each of the same shop 3 different times, I would just say update or upload a blank empty shop. And it's pretty easy for someone to go in there after and go like beef, and then they get their chief of beef sign, they put the guy here, and then maybe put a little sign up here. And there you go. So you can customize this stuff differently. So the only time I would actually upload a separate shop is if you decided to change the structure of the building. Maybe like the hat shop is a little bit longer, and maybe it has a centerpiece that comes out like this. You know, maybe it has a different shape and a design. And then you have like your hats here, and then the other shop here, and one on the back, or something like that, you know, and try and switch it up. I even like just the idea of this little L shape. And then you have like get rid of this. And you have a little window there, and, you know, a side here. I like that. And just switching them up just a little bit with some minor variation, then it would probably be a little bit better to upload them individually. So that's just a little tip of the day, is you can like one of my first workshop blueprints was this guy. So it was a skin, and then I put the sign here so that you could customize the sign the way you wanted it, and then maybe like burger, and then you can color that sign, color the text. Anyways, you guys get it. And then you color the lights, and then you put the burger shop that you want inside. On the flip side, I did do a Chief of Beef shop. So I made this one different enough with the flames coming out the side, different colors. I changed up the food stuff on the side. I made enough changes to this where I thought it would be a unique enough design to re-upload pretty much the same blueprint. But there was enough variation done to it where customizing this to that is quite a little bit of work for somebody. So yeah, you could do the ride skin and then like further detail it, or maybe even change the building. Because I also noticed you did that with your Western shops. So I probably go in and change the sizes and variation and structure. When you're doing variations like that, I would say think about doing something unique to that building. So like if it's a burger place, maybe it should have like a little gazebo outside with some benches, and that allows you to grab your burger and sit down. If it's a water pip shop, it could be the same building, but on the sides it has fountains. And you know, just try and like come up with like an add-on, an expansion that fits the theme of that shop, and then like maybe just increase the size of the building just a little bit differently. And then like maybe Cosmic Cow, it's a double-sized building and it sells milkshakes and ice cream, and then you could build like a little ice cream. I don't have any ice cream, but for example, you could build an ice cream. Like I've built a donut here, so Missy Goods would be the same kind of building here, but you have like a donut on top, and you could do the same thing with like an ice cream instead, and then ice creams and milkshakes, build a couple things out of basic shapes. I think that variation would be enough to make it keep the same building but add accessories to it and accessorize it a little bit more, and I think that'll really help sell your theme and reusability. All right, enough of that. That's my feedback for the day. Let's wrap things up, guys. So the next one is the Valentine's Love Fountain. I really like this. I really do. You can put it up against a mountain or a wall, or you can use it to hide a ride. All sorts of different cool uses for this. Let's take a look at it at nighttime. Really nicely lit. Now, I do have a couple ideas for this one. Maybe if you go into scenery, special effects, water, there's a splash line. Is there one that just pours? There is. See, does it actually pour though? Should have had a angle snap on. Doesn't really pour that well. So the thought that I had here, I'm sure there's one in here. Well, you could always use a water spout. So the thing about these water spouts, guys, if you turn them, they actually have physics. See that? So if you flip them upside down, they pour further. So my original thought with this big wall was, wouldn't it be cool if this wall was like one of those water fountain walls like you see in like malls and fancy places? I mean, you could do it. You'd have to put a few more down below it, kind of like hide it a little bit or something. But that might be a neat idea. And then once you get all that going, you could shine a spotlight on it for nighttime using those colorable spotlights I showed you. Just an idea. Nonetheless, it's really nice. I just had me thinking, that's all. So there's a cookie in here. We have a princess fountain. Pretty straightforward. It's a fountain with the princess combined with some plants and some effects. Maybe you could have bubbles coming out of her mouth. Oh wait, she does. She made two versions. Oh no, it's not coming out of her mouth though. I saw someone do that before, and I thought it was really clever. Can you actually fit the emitter in her head, though? Maybe not. It's too big. So this one is called the with lighting. Princess Fountain with lighting. Very nice. Cool. I had to put this one in here, guys. It's called Large Christmas Star Tree. I thought this was crazy. I thought it was beautiful. Yeah, there's so many things that I love about this. It's so crazy. It's like a tree shaped like a star. I mean, it fits even for non-Christmas themes. I like the really bright blue lights, all the different baubles on it. It's really cool. I think it works for fantasy stuff as well. I might just have to put this in Yeti Land. I really like it. And last but not least, she has the Snowman 8TM and the Melting Snowman. And this is, I actually subscribed to these a long time ago before, because I wanted to use these guys for Yeti Land. We have snowmen in the game, but there was something I liked so much more about these ones built out of basic shapes, especially this, because we're doing a Yeti Warzone in my map. I think it would be cool to have this as one of the guys that didn't make it. So very cool indeed. I just wanted to throw those in as a bonus. And there it is, everybody. That was Sherrie's workshop over here. And then we got to look at Laura's workshop over here. So really good stuff. Links will be down in the description for both of their workshops. Come give them a follow, guys. They've done some really cool stuff here. And that's going to do it for this episode of Workshop Wednesday, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day and all that good stuff. Sorry about missing Workshop Wednesday last week. We were working on all that Patreon stuff. Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more Daily Planet Coaster videos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye now.